the December show.
No, it ain't for us. These guys got coaches. This ain't our job. All
I'm
right.
a coach.
So hey, that's cool. Then I bet you should have told your guys. I'm no sheet has told his guys. Trust me, I got some of his guys in my gym. Dan, I know you probably got some guys around you that you probably told, hey, you sitting that Thanksgiving food by the time for it to come off. Okay, that Christmas food coming, bruh. It's about that time for it to come off. And you got that New Year's dinner coming, bruh. Don't get yourself all thick and can't move around and groove. Because guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to play.
That's what my wife says too. Don't get all thick, son. Let's go.
Hey, well, you know.
I was gonna say
Not gonna
something,
play.
but I ain't gonna say it.
No. We are staying the course tonight, fellas. We're staying the course. But no, I'm serious. It's really a level of dedication. And if you have a kid that dedicates himself in that time frame, you'll see it. He'll see it. Everybody.
It's a level of dedication from all sides, from the coaches, the kids, everybody.
Yeah, hell yeah. Because at the end of the day, he can't get no better unless I give him a regimen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then if he don't dedicate himself, if his mom, dad, whoever don't dedicate themselves, then, you know, when the upcoming schedules come out for 2025 high school in New Jersey, maybe April, maybe around maybe January, if it's in March, April. Yeah, maybe about April, I want to say.
So I had L scheduled for like 3 weeks now, but they said I can't post it. But I know some of the schools started posting their schedules last week. But he didn't. He said no, don't post it. Because they done made a few changes, but I know they're gonna keep making changes probably up to about March, April. But you know what I mean.
Now here in Jersey, some guys are setting up certain games, you know, certain what they call out of conference games.
Yeah,
some guys are setting those up.
Out of state,
Yeah, but you know, as far as the true schedule, it's not set up yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
because they
at the end
switch
of the
out.
day, we got a lot of classics that be buzzing around where guys gonna want you to play in their classics. You have a lot of you got your conference games that you automatically got to play in, and you got to get your out of conference games, and those kind of the hardest ones to set up because there's a lot of ego in there. Some guys don't want to step up to the challenge, some guys do. Some matchups not beneficial towards your schedule, what you need. So you know it's real tricky to try to pick those games. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So staying on the topic of the training, right? Is it necessary to have been a good player in order to be an effective coach or trainer? You know, is a good percentage of coaches in the NFL that never played football?
I'm gonna let Dan go first. She went first in the last one. I'm gonna let Dan go first on this one.
I think football is the lone sport where your playing level does not add to, and in some cases can take away from your ability to coach. I think because football is a sport of high athletics, low skill in a lot of the positions, to where just about every other sport is a very high skill sport. It's hard to swing a baseball bat, hit a baseball. That's a skill. Maybe the quarterback's got to be skilled, but everybody else can kind of use big motions and get where they're supposed to go, and the super athletes are just going to shine. But no, I think that this is one of those sports that you don't. In fact, like I wasn't a very good football player. Like I started some my senior year, but that was probably due to low numbers, right? Not saying that great athletes can't be. Joe and I talk about this on podcasts sometimes, and there's this phenomenon where if players they play in D1 level, say, but they don't get to the NFL, they've kind of always been king sheep. No one ever humbles them, and then they don't make very good coaches because they don't realize that they were amazing at what they did, but they didn't know maybe how they were doing it. They were just freak athletes, right? Mm-hmm. So they didn't understand all the fundamentals that went into their craft because they were just really good at it.
Right.
Dominique Franks played for OU, went on to Atlanta Falcons, Baltimore Ravens. Dominique Franks is a friend of mine. He's coaching at TU right now. He said it too. He was like, I was in the locker room with a $70 million safety that could not draw cover 3 on a whiteboard. He didn't know.
Right.
All he knew was when that word was said, I go here.
Yeah.
That's all he knew. So just because they were a really good player doesn't mean they know a lick of football. Sometimes they just know what they're supposed to do, and they can do it really, really well. Yeah, so that's the really long way to say it is not necessary.
Right. And I don't think it's necessary either. I have to agree with you on that. And this is like a twofold type of thing, right? Like you have many type of situations where you can have the coach, you have a kid that was a hell of a player and could be a hell of a coach, right? Then you can have a kid that's a hell of a player and a bad coach. You can be a guy that wasn't a good player and be a great coach. You can have a guy that wasn't a great player and, so it's many, and what I'm saying, different situations when it comes to this one right here. We hear it a lot. In this, I guess in my area, I don't know if you hear it in the non-public world, but I hear it a lot in the public world. And the reason why I hear it is because it usually happens after a bad call or it happens after a bad game. And it's like, I bet that guy probably wasn't shit in high school. And it's like, but he's a grown man now. Like a lot of time has
That's not
passed
funny.
No, I'm serious. It's how it goes, man. I always say a lot of time has passed from high school to, where he's at right now. So to judge him on that is hilarious. But you know how it goes. Like sometimes that same call is a great call. And nobody even asks about whether he was a good guy in high school or not, Dan, I'm similar. You know what I'm saying? My background as far as how it goes with being a player, it's okay, decent, cool guy. That's what I like to say about it. It's a cool guy. A lot of guys respected me. I knew that I was undersized, so I knew that I had to really focus on my technique, right? This is what we talked about earlier with the guys, like trying to hone into your craft and get yourself better. So I had to kind of use the offseason to get myself a little better, and my technique had to be the reason why. But I mean, that really didn't determine why I'm a pretty good coach right now or a pretty good trainer right now. A lot of stuff, I learned, and I think a lot of people really learn trial and error. Trial and error, man. I tried it one way, it didn't work, and guess what? I'm going to try it another way. The more you know, the more you grow. And I think that's kind of how it was. It's just interesting now in this time frame with social media and just going on your phone and being able to catch like you said, a podcast with Dan and Joe and learning. We're back in the day, and I think everybody kind of is on this same age group where you was going to Barnes and Nobles, you was going to YouTube, you was trying to like really go into different types of clinics and sit down with a pen and a pad trying to put it together and figure out, okay, how do I dumb this down so my kids can get it, right?
That part took me a long time to get that right.
Right. And then, but you do got some other guys who it was just so easy for them to make plays. She going to be one of them guys, y'all. I'm telling y'all, she's the GOAT. Trust me. So it's one of them guys that make plays so easy, and he had to learn how to translate that to say, okay, I know how to run cover 3, like you said, Dan, but I got to be able to teach them the way how to run the cover 3 the right way. Like I know as a safety how to dissect when a pass is coming, whether it's run or pass, but I got to be able to break down what I know up here and then translate it out to them to get to it. Sheed, you on deck with that? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we all going to pretty much say the same thing. I just think it's based off of how you translating that information. Because like Dan is saying, you'll have a guy that played at a really high level, but he can't translate that information over on how to do it. And then it's like the Michael Jordan effect. Michael Jordan can't really be a basketball coach because in his mind, he's going to be like, well, this is how you're supposed to do it. I can't explain it, but you're supposed to fade away over this show. And now he's old, so you can't demonstrate it. So that's one of the things I learned as a young coach. Like, all right, you could do all the demonstration now because you're 30, you're 25, but wait till you get 50 or 60 where you got to be able to translate what you want done without doing a demonstration. So I think it's a matter of no matter what level or talent or skill level you are, it's just translating that information to where each kid understands what you're trying to come across. And I think once you're around something every day, you'll naturally get better
Mm-hmm.
if you're applying yourself. So if you work at the post office, you know you gotta look at numbers all the time. All right, boom, I already know. Boom, these 3 numbers I'm looking at, I'm moving on. Right. So I think if you're around something all the time, you'll just naturally get better if you're applying yourself.
Right. So that's it. You know what I'm saying? B, it's just one of those things where it's not necessary, but I don't want to negate it and say that it's not a dope thing too, to have been experienced enough to know how to make that play. You know, because that's another part of it too, where it helps you with your translation. In order to translate it, you kind of had to do it once or twice, you know. So, you know, I get it. Like my experience, like I said before, it comes through my coaching. So I've seen it done one way, and I kind of got to coach another kid and change it up another way, just so that way he gets it, right? So on how to make that play. I knew that, you know, just having my defensive end fly up the field on track play, on teams that run wing T trap was not a good idea. You know, and it wasn't because of just what I seen on the field, because I kind of got my head knocked off on the track once or twice. So it's just one of them things where it does help you if you do have the experience. Trust me, it does. But being good, think about it. James Franklin went to East Stroudsburg, Division II school. You get what I'm trying to tell you? He's coaching in the highest level. All right. It's just one of those things that just happens like that.
So I think it's all how you came up as well. I know a guy, and he's won championships after championships. And then when he got to the next level, he realized he didn't know anything because the coach only gave him what he wanted him to know, or gave him this what we are running. You don't teach him everything, or you don't give him the terminology of everything. You only give him that. So he won 4 championships, 2 in youth football, 2 in high school, and then you go up to the next level and realize that you're in a foreign world. You're in the foreign world. That's what they do. I've had a coach that was with me. Swear to God, I think I told the story before. He's defensive coordinator. He came in early. People kept telling me, "Yo, you gotta let him go. Yo, he ain't gonna be right." Oh no, he been cool. He show up every day. Man, one day he was teaching the outside linebacker. He was like, "This is what I want you to do. Something called a 50-50." The fuck? So I said, "What's a 50-50?" Well, you might do this and you might do that. Oh, hell no. No, sir. No, yo. And I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, no, like, what are we doing here?
But that's how he understood it.
You cannot give it to an 11-year-old like that. What is a 50-50? You got to teach
them. Right. But again, that's what we're talking about with learning how to take it from what you already know up here and then translating it out. You know, his 50-50 was what he and his up here. It made sense. Like we talked about, like she just said, you're going to get Jordan out there. Like, yo, man, just turn around, shuffle, and fade. It's simple. But that's not it. Like, it ain't just turn, shuffle. Like, it's pivot. You know what I'm saying? Up fake. You got to know how to translate it. But for certain people, they're not going to translate it that way. So I get it where hit you with the 50-50. I thought he was selling raffles out there.
Sometimes you go left, sometimes you go right.
This shit was crazy. You know how many times I listened to the podcast with Joe when he talked about like a 6-tech, and I kept saying, "What the fuck is a 6-tech?" Because I never played football. And I realize now, well, not now, but I realize going up down the line, I'm listening to people talk, and I'm listening. Even sometimes y'all be talking, I'm like, man, what the fuck are they talking about? Because one terminology is not all universal. Everybody uses different words. So I gotta listen to it a few times and let y'all use it, and then I know what they talk about. So it takes some time, but in that moment, people don't want to seem stupid, so they don't say nothing. You know what I mean? They don't say, "Hey, I don't understand what that is." You know what I mean? But what do you say? Repetition? It's not really repetition. I don't think that's the right word I'm looking for. I don't know, but
I'll tell you what I do know. This phrase, this topic, honestly, is speaking to our young guys. Like, we got some real good young coaches, right? And because they're growing up in a different era, we all have to understand the eras that we all grew up in, like you said, right? And how you had to learn to be a good coach. So right now, you got a lot of young guys who are going off of how they played, right? In the training world, I'm seeing it, and I'm also seeing it in the coaching world, where it's like, listen, man, all he got to do, get in his pedal, look over, it's right there coming at him, bang, attack. Like, nah, you can't just say look over. Like, who is he looking for? Is he getting to the stem of the number 1 receiver, stem of the number 2, eyes on the 3? Like you have to be able to explain that. Who is the number 1 receiver? Some of those things, like you said, is you have to be able to, like I said, translate it out. But some of the young guys that I've kind of been around, and it's not a knock on them. This is just something I tell them to stick around. Stick around and learn. She'd always tell the story how when I first got to the high school ranks, 2007, and a lot of my coaches was like, hey, this is what you do right here, all right? Look at the board and right here. And so I got tired of and I had to kind of get my game right. Like, all right, listen, what we're not going to do is shush me. I'm going to learn exactly what we teaching out here. So, as far as learning coverages, especially coming from the Little League level, and I really, really want a lot of Little League coaches to kind of get involved with just being around older coaches, guys that know the game a little bit. Because in Little League, point in case, 8 to 10U football, people will be like, yo, he's a corner, right? He's a corner. He ain't no corner. He pretty much like an outside linebacker. He's just all the way out there. You get what I'm saying? He's not going to cover nobody. And what's happening is, in Little League, most of them just going to run sweep left, sweep right, and your best tackle got to play outside at a corner.
These 6 and 7-year-olds are throwing the ball now.
They are, but trust me, I'm not looking at the next like Dan Quinn's out there, bro. Like
they are stopping back, letting it.
Yeah, and you know what else I see? A bunch of big linemen just standing there playing patty cake because ain't nobody teaching them. They just want to see this guy drop back and throw the ball deep. So trust me, it's a lot of stuff.
Everybody looking for the highlight reels.
And you know what? And it's a lot of people that's getting bad information because they're like, well, he is a linebacker. I'm gonna go ahead and let him with the linebackers. And you like, look at this kid. He ain't no linebacker. He's just an 8-year-old that's learning how to play football. He's just a 10-year-old that's learning how to play football. Like, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna let him train with everybody. I think y'all have that with y'all kid training, right? Like, you just teach them everything, right? I'm guessing. I mean, good. You help me understand that because I've seen it. It just looks hilarious to me.
Yeah, I mean, I get some young kids, 6, 7 years old, and they do like position training. But what I do with that is really just movement, just training them. So if I have D-backs and, hey, my son plays corner, it's just teaching them different steps, a prep turn step, a read step, a pure step, how to backpedal at different speeds, just all generic basic stuff to where I'm not really getting into specifics of, all right, you're a corner, so I'm going to give you corner movement. You're a safety, I'm going to give you safety movement. It's all just generic movements when it comes to like the little guys that I train. And then we'll go to the board, though. We'll say, okay, what coverage do you side run in? Oh, cover 3. What does cover 3 look like? Oh, it looks like a triangle. So that's how I kind of teach the guys, well, my younger guys, what movement goes to what coverage. So we'll go, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going past that.
Right,
We'll
right.
go through that. We'll go to the board, right? All right, this looks like a turtle shell. What coverage is that? All right, cover 2. Okay, what are you doing cover 2 if you're over here? All right, don't let them get outside of me. Okay, great. So little things like that I do with the little guys. When I start getting to the, the higher up levels, then we start breaking the movements down into specifics.
Right.
All right, you're a safety, you're a down safety, you're a high safety. What are you? Okay, you're a corner, what are you? And then we got, kind of get into those movements. But yeah, for the kids, it's just all basic generic movements.
Dang, I see you shaking your head. You agree with that, right? With the younger guys, it's definitely that, right? Like, it's hard to positionalize them that early because it's just everything. Like, I'm telling you. I mean, Jones said he looked at Arch Manning at 8 years old, I guess. I ain't seen him yet. All right.
Well, look who his uncles were. Come on. We knew what he was going to play. Arch Manning was not going to go play safety. You seen the size of Peyton's forehead? Bro, DNA's the thing.
Did you see Peyton's son today throwing the ball at the Pro Bowl?
I mean, obviously, like he said, you just kind of knew what it was gonna be, right?
They in the family. That's in the family, shorty. Like,
Listen. But
I
yeah,
think youth football coach. Look, youth ball is really hard to coach because of exactly what we're talking about. Not only youth ball, but all of those sub varsity levels get a little more difficult because we know that you have to train everybody. You've got to give everybody development rep, but you're not really sure what they're going to be, and you kind of just got to fit them. So then it's, do I play them to win? Do I play them to develop at a position? There's a lot that goes into that, and I love. Hey, Turtle 2. We're gonna be running some Turtle 2 from now on. Hey, run that turtle. That's gonna be a thing. Turtle and triangle.
Yeah.
But yeah, specialize in a position. Everybody wants their son to be the quarterback. Okay. And then everybody thinks that. Look at Brandon shaking his head. No, isn't your son the quarterback?
Yes, he is. That's why.
So listen, I got 3.
Oh, okay. Well, you
3.
need you got to fit other positions. They got to play together. But down there, it's like you just put the fast kids with positions that are going to touch the ball. Give yourself a chance, and then teach other kids is the most efficient general football thing you can teach them.
I'm telling you, that's what I see up here. It just be
And
like,
tell them they're all Travis Kelce, every one of them. Oh, you play X, you're Travis Kelce.
Yeah, the big guys think they Travis Kelce. All the little chunky kids, they want to be tight end.
Every offensive tackle in the history of the game is asked to be tight end in high school.
It's crazy.
yeah, because they
I'm gonna be
you
tight
know,
end
want
next
to catch the ball. I want to catch the ball. Like, it's
Hey, you got to come play for Coach Chambo where we're putting that tackle eligible over there. We'll run you on a street.
Oh, there it is.
So
Gap
listen,
team dump play.
this is the youngest. That's how little he is. He's that little, and he's always on the roster as the backup quarterback. 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. The center has snapped. Center got snap issues. Yo, coach, put him at center. He's not gonna like it. He's gonna get his fucking job done. He go on there, play center. They win 3-4 games in a row. He snaps the ball and engage in the block. Now he little as shit until it was one game. One kid was like 180 and it was tearing his ass up. But he's a center. He's a center. He don't like playing fucking center, but he gets it done. Now he's a corner on defense. He's slow as shit, but he makes the tackle. He's slow as shit. If you ask him, I'm fast. All right. Yeah, all right. But anyway, I'm sorry. But this is the backup quarterback they had, and he is a fucking center. When they put him at center, they go on a winning streak. He always got an attitude with me because he know that I went and told the coach to put his ass at center and shit. Losing, put his ass at fucking center.
Hey, that's big on you as a dad and as a coach. Like realizing that sometimes you just gotta. If you can just get the snap, how many games do you win?
That's
if you can
it.
just get the snap.
After that, it's out of your hands. It's in the quarterback now.
You got
a gap as it goes by. Hey yo.
Yeah, I could dig it. Like you said, man, it's all about teaching these young guys movement, keeping them active. Everybody's gonna have to block some point of the game, you know. So the fact that your guy's playing center right now, cool. Like when he get to high school, he might be, I don't know, running back, tight end, whatever. You said
he coming with me. He coming with me next year.
Oh, all right.
Freshman,
I guess
freshman coming in.
I guess that helps. I don't know. Don't get caught up in no daddy balls, sir.
Daddy ball on the way.
No, I ain't never did that.
We're gonna be on the next show. He's gonna be like, yo, so you know he just went out there, ran for 4 touchdowns, threw 5. Like,
shit.
Oh, okay. Went from the back up to the ace now, huh? Good job. Daddy ball.
No. I ain't never did no shit like that. That's crazy.
What you got next on the menu?
All right. So I had this in my head, right? She don't bash me for this one, she. All right, don't bash me for this one. Okay. All right, so your star player falls asleep in class, right? And you as a coach tell him he got to sit for the next half. That he got to sit for the first half of the next game. His parents are pissed because he's been a perfect kid up until this point. This is his first incident getting in trouble. All right. Now, they got 3 recruiters coming to his next game. How do you handle that situation?
Oh, that's perfect. That's easy.
Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Because I didn't know Coach She was the man. And they love Coach She. When Coach She talked, they listen. I didn't know. God damn. The comments. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
I have a perfect example for this. It's the exact situation. So I had a receiver killing it, getting 100 yards a game, touchdowns galore. He's getting recruited by Temple. So now he's getting big-headed. So in practice, y'all need me. F-bombs, you too, Coach Shee. I don't know what you think, God. So I'm like, all right, bet. I ain't going back and forth.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
I said, I bet. So I go to my offensive coordinator. Now my offensive coordinator, he loves him. The players going to him. I said, who's more valuable to the team right now? Because he need to sit. Nah, but we got coaches coming. I said, okay, that's fine. If he plays, I'm not showing up. So now you're missing your your special teams coordinator. You missing your eyes in the sky because nobody else is doing it. So you got to make a decision. So we ended up sitting him for the first half, and now that kid is 31 years old, grown man. We speak every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got to teach him a lesson, man. It's life after football.
Yep. So it was the exact same situation. And we had and Temple was coming to the game to see specifically him. And I said, yo, he not starting this game. Like, we can win this game without him. I got other guys, other receivers at the time. We could win this game without him. So we ended up putting him in, like, towards the end of the game. We were already killing him. Put him in towards the end of the game, so he could showcase his stuff. But he did not start that game. And it hindered him from breaking the record for the JUCO that year for most receiving yards.
Well, no one person's bigger than the program.
Right. And right now, if I call him right now, he'll pick up. That same kid.
Valuable lesson learned.
So what happened with Temple?
He ended up going to Temple.
Because it's more than one game. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
the one game
coach comes to that one game, that's cool, but if they want you, they want you. So it's not going to really change much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And honestly, it's going to speak towards his character. So what is going to happen is we're going to say, yeah, coach, we sat him, whatever. He's having a rough week, okay? And so coach go, okay, I got it. And then he'll be looking at the film, probably moving forward, like, well, damn. He done transformed himself. It look like his demeanor a little different on the field. Man, look how he blocking down the field now. I didn't see that prior to that sit. Now I see it. So again, you can actually save a kid's recruiting by sitting.
I was about to ask, did the school help him out and make an excuse for him? What was the truth told?
No, the truth was told. I don't be sugarcoating nothing. But the thing about it too is during that game, he was being a good teammate. So the guy that was playing in his spot, hey, when you do this, so I pay attention to that type of stuff on the sideline. Okay, so now you ain't get your way. Now let me see what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Like we say on this show all the time, like your character lasts longer than your playing career. So now I want to see if you sulking, it's gonna be 2 games. All right, or you're gonna be like, you know what? You do this. This is the coverage. Anytime he lined up here, he was doing a lot of that stuff. So that showed me a lot about his character. He just had a hiccup getting big-headed. He having a great year. But you need to sit down now. You got to chill out. You're not bigger than the big dog. Chill out.
We said, fuck around and find out.
Yeah. Hey, listen, that's it. You see Steve Bridges put that nice slice of humble pie, man. That's what's needed. Okay, that's what's needed. I'm telling you, I wish we had that clip of Nick Saban and how he coached jokers, man. It's crazy, but that's what you have to do, man. You gotta, the first thing you gotta do is learn kids. You gotta learn them. You gotta learn what make them go, make them don't
That's
go.
Key.
And once you learn kids, like I heard she say, if you're around enough, right, you will do that. You will learn how to translate the information to them. You will learn the kid. And then once you learn the kid, guess what else happens? The kid learns you. Yeah. The kid learns whether you are one of those guys, because trust me, his coaches out here that, some kids, whatever, got my face, whatever. And there's some kids out here, when that coach come out there and they go, ooh, chill. Coach Dan just walked in, chill. No. We do it later. We'll play later. Like, I don't play with him. He come in here, he not wrapped too tight, like, and that's usually Coach DM. So let y'all know, that's usually me when I'm walking in the doors, like, chill. He not, he ain't there. This is my high school football coach right there checking in. He said, give him an Old Faithful. Now, when we was in high school, we could talk about it, baby. You was wilding out. He come up there. It's a forearm shiver, baby. Give you one of them forearm shivers. Some good act right in that forearm shiver, too.
So,
That's coming.
Oh, my man Dave, shout out to you, man. The legendary Coach Dave McCombs, man. He's one of my great, man. It's crazy. But again, how we talk about character, coaching, like football lasting after football. Like, that's a relationship right there that me and that guy has. Like, like you said, she call me right now, man. I'm picking up the phone, man. That's my other coach right there, just checking in, Coach Andre Wynn. You know that's right, Don, because they hooking you up. They hooking you up if you ain't got that act, you ain't acting right. So, and again, man, sometimes, you know what? All the time. Let me rephrase it the right way, and I'm gonna let somebody else have the floor. We gotta understand that we more than coaches. I get it. We gotta win games. We gotta get the X's and the O's and stuff right. But some guys are missing certain things at home. They're missing mentors. They're missing uncles. They're missing brothers. They're missing fathers. They're missing stuff at home. So when they come to you, man, like you might be the only man that kid might see. So you got to teach them how to be a man. You got to teach them how to be responsible. You got to teach them that you're a reflection of the program, the name on the back, like everything, you know? So, you know, I fell asleep in the class. I gotta show you, big dog. Because like you heard Sheeta, you thought you was bigger than the big dog. I got to show you now, baby. We're going to take a little quick walk. It's going to be okay. You're going to get through this. And like you said, Sheeta, if his attitude on the field, on the bench was wrong, you was going to bang him again.
Yeah, but the crime, the punishment got to fit the crime too. Like falling asleep, I may just kick you out the meeting and have a conversation. I ain't going to sit you for the whole first half.
Right.
Like it has to be. Yeah, it can't be. You can't go to extreme like that because then you'll lose the kid. Because like the punishment don't fit the crime right here. You fell asleep in my meeting, get out. And then we'll have a conversation later on.
I'm rolling them. That's 50 yards rolls right there, baby.
Yeah,
you sleep on me, roll, baby. And I'm going to play, hey, Dan, when I make them roll, I play the Ike and Tina too. Left the big job in the city.
All right, so DM, how do you respond to the parents that got an attitude about it?
Ain't no attitude, baby. Ain't no attitude, right? Ain't no attitude, baby. You can find an exit, okay? The gate, the field has multiple exits. Like, you know, it's a fire drill. You got to find the quickest exit. Find your quick exit. You know, and I'm telling you, listen, if a parent is combative to the discipline that I issue, honestly, I stand back. I say to that parent, and again, I'm the assistant coach, so I don't want to act like I overstep my bounds here. I actually will step back. I would defer it to my head coach. I will let my head coach understand exactly what's going on, what I did to the kid, or what my response was to the kid, and then he has to translate that. Now, from that conversation that they have, when they come back to me, if the energy is still the same, I am distant. I don't even want to interact. I don't want to put myself in a position. Clearly, they have their way of raising him, and I'm going to continue to let them raise him that way, right? But most of those kids don't really last long in the program because a lot of our coaches on the coach staff, we kind of think the same. Like, if you disrespected Coach Sheed, you disrespected me. He disrespected Coach Dan, disrespected me. You know what I'm saying? So, Mom, if you coming in, I don't care about none of that stuff. You know what, Mom? Again, I'm sorry, but this is how. Like, I know why he jumped on him. I know why he said that. I know why he sat him. So if this don't really work for you, maybe this might not be the program for you. She said it in the last segment that we had when you said, I just told you that he was going to be a better man. I was going to help him be a good man, not so much of a great football player. I'm going to definitely make sure he's a great man, though. So if you can't subscribe to that, that's not a problem. There's an exit right here. There's an exit right there. There's an exit right there. Because the program outside of that 12-2 to 0-10, a program got a guy that goes next man up. Come on, let's go get it. And the real program, them Wolves that's on the JV and the freshmen, they just waiting. They be just waiting, especially the freshmen. So the freshmen swear they could do it. They be just waiting for that cat to not play. I'm telling you, it be some Wolves. I don't know what you got, Dan. Sheet, I'm quite sure you got some guys on your plate up there, man. Them freshman Wolves be looking for the opportunity, man. I bring them up to the scout team. That scout game be looking like a whole varsity Friday night game for them. They don't play. I love them Wolves. My God, I love them Cubs, man. They come get it.
Hey, honestly, in this scenario, if parents pissed, they got a right to be, because half for falling asleep in class. Come on. I'm like, you know what, Mama, you right. Let's cut that to one series and let's get on with it.
I'm telling you, Dan. Before I get to the game, though, for me, like I'm a guy. I'm gonna handle it on the field in practice. That's how I really operated. Like before we get to that. That game, that game is like a game now. Like you telling me 4 days of practice, we couldn't handle that. Like that game, that's a lot right there. So
yeah, I see. We real extreme on this podcast. We went from 12-2 to 0-10, and then you got to sit a half for falling asleep. We go to extreme on here, baby.
But where we getting these topics from? We get them from right here.
We haven't even talked about root cause analysis. Why is he so sleepy? What's wrong? You got something wrong at home? Back to the real serious part. You got to take care of that kid too. Mm-hmm. Why are you tired? You've been perfect, and all of a sudden you can't keep your eyes open in class. What's changed?
Remember the last topic? I think two of our shows ago. He probably at work. Remember, he's working right now. So, man, come on. Maybe he had the 12 o'clock shift at night. He might have had the early morning shift. He just left from work to school. So, hey, man, it's hard out here for him.
Sure.
What you got, Bing? Come on, man. They just saying that your topics kind of go really to the left every time.
Almost had me over shit. All right. Challenge segment. Coach, do you ride with the head coach when he makes a bad call to win the game? Sir, can you explain this?
Sure, I can explain this to you. Got a lot of pillow talking that be happening in these coaching rooms, man. All right, a lot of guys that be talking to a lot of outside noise, right? And so I'm the defensive line coach under Coach Sheed, right? And Coach Sheed done called prevent defense to try to, keep the guys out the end zone, whatever. And obviously, we Pat Mahomes did. He scored in 13 seconds, and that's it. So obviously, what happens at times, you get some people when they leave the field and they get to talking to certain other people, they be like, "Yo, man, you agree with that, man? That prevent defensive call?" Sometimes it ain't the same energy that it was on that field. So that's why I came up with this topic, because I've heard it, I've seen it. And I want to kind of put it out on the display right here. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the same way how you ride with his good call, you have to ride with the bad call. It is what it is. Just kind of some of the things that exist, charge to the game. I have seen these situations go left in the coach's office after the game now. Now, that's a whole nother story in the coach's office where, this might be a hell no in the coach's office. But in the public, I got to ride with them. You know what I mean? So that's what I got, on that one. But, hey, I think, like I said, everybody here is a respectful guy, respectful coach. But I want to know that last thing I just said. In the coach's office, are we riding with him? Or are we drawing up on the board like, God damn it, cover 3 here and it's a win? But what are we doing? Are we just going to sit there and go, hey, that's my guy, I'm riding with it?
Are you looking at Sheed?
Oh, it's on me?
I was looking at everybody. I was looking at Dan, too. Because I said, in public, I think we all agree that in public, we got to ride with his call. But then in that coach's office,
I done seen some. Never mind.
Hey, listen, man, it get real in the field, baby. When you a competitor, it get real in the field. Look at that. See, Coach Dre said, I've seen offensive and defensive staff come apart over a bad call. Yeah, that happens behind closed doors, baby.
I think this is why it's really big to have a philosophy and hire guys on staff that match that philosophy. If you're I'm not a prevent defensive guy. I think that if you get to a point in the game and you're trying to stop them from scoring, you spent the whole game stopping them from scoring. So why are you going to go in to change your defense? You know what I mean? You're in the lead. You've got the lead. I'm not a defense, but some people are. So you better have people on staff that are the same philosophy, not the ones that just say they are. You know what I mean? Because that way, are you a go for two and we're not going to go for overtime, coach? What's your philosophy? Is it situational? Is it that week we've been saying all week, listen, these guys out Jimmy and Joe us on 11 positions. If we get to the point where we score and we can tie it, or we're not going to beat them in overtime. We're going to go for two. You know what I mean? A lot of those situations will be covered in practice. A lot of them be covered in the locker room before, or the coach's office before. But a lot of them are just, what is your philosophy? And then ride with it.
Yep. Nah, you hit it right on the head. But I will add to it is like we tell our kids to do their 111. So me personally, I don't care what offense got going on. That's just another opportunity for us to go eat. You know, that's kind of the mindset I try to teach the defensive guys. I don't care what they got going on. They give us 3 points. That should be enough to win the game. Right? And if we give up more points, then that's on us. So yes, you know, it's complementary football. In that standpoint, as far as like what Dan is talking about in practice, you know, working on those situations, and we do a lot of that stuff. But yeah, in the meetings, if I don't agree with an offensive call or to put us in a bad situation, to be honest, that ain't my job. Is to get the defense stops. That's my job. Now, if there's a situation where you're going for it constantly, and you're not like consulting with me throughout the game, like, yo, Coach Sheet, y'all good? Y'all want to, like, come on now, you got to help us out now. You know what I mean? Like, we bleeding a little bit. We can't stop a nosebleed right now. So, you know, those type of conversations happen in the coach's office. But a lot of the times that happens, I try to make those conversations happen before the game even happens. So I don't want to, you know, especially if we lose the game. Now the emotions is high. I ain't got time for the emotional response. You know, so I think, you know, practicing the complementary football, knowing your team, like Dan is talking about, having a similar philosophy, all of those things can kind of negate, you know, those arguments.
You're ready. What you like, Bing? What's up? You like the response?
So it's not a bad call, but we did lose, and it was my fault. Early in my coaching career.
Wait. He said,
I
made a call and we lost, but that wasn't a bad one.
No. I said this wasn't a bad call. But so a kid got hurt. It was like 35, 40 seconds left to go in the game. The kid got hurt. My offensive coordinator was already over with the kid. But as the head coach, I figured it was my job to go over there and check on the kid. I wasn't paying attention. They lined up, the rest of the kids lined up for kickoff. We got 8 kids on kickoff. They picked that bitch up and ran that motherfucker back, and we lost the game. I was focusing on what the job somebody else did, and I wasn't paying attention. And I'd be damned if Coach John don't bring that shit up still. He still bring that shit up to this day. That shit was like 7 years ago. He's still bringing up. But that was early. You know what I mean? Early, it was, I figured that everything was on me. Everything was on me. But no, if you got something in place when you're responsible for this, you're responsible for this, you're responsible for this. And I've seen that now at the high school level. This guy is responsible for making these calls. We let him know, hey, it's A, B, C, or D. But he calls something different that has nothing to do with this. And be like, damn, I wasn't paying attention. How, sir? We just told you what the fuck was going on. We just told you what was going on.
Yeah, that's what I said. The coaching rooms can get a little feisty.
Yeah, you know, but again, like, this is why it's important to have all these conversations. You got to go through these trials. You got to go through these errors. You got to go through this stuff. Like, you have to go through this in real time in order to know from experience. Like, you can't just say, Coach Shee can sit here and tell me all day long. You got to have A, B, C, or D in place. If I never experienced that, I might, all right, we got to have this in place. So on paper, yeah, we got this on paper. We got this contingency plan right here in case it happened. But until you see it in real time, You don't know how important that shit really is.
Mm-hmm.
And then listen, man, honestly, as an assistant, what I've learned is that the more like you are involved in watching film and talking to the coordinators, the more your input kind of gets valued. All right. You can't be the guy that just got there talking some, yo, I'm telling you, they're just gonna run sweep. We need to just go ahead and switch the defense to a 62.
That shit
And
be
we a
annoying as shit.
3-3-5.
That shit be annoying as shit.
It's annoying, but you have a lot of Friday night coaches, you know, what they would call them Monday night quarterback guys, right? Like,
Mhm.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
you
yeah, we
know,
nipped that in the butt over here.
yeah, and listen, you have to. In order to achieve the goals of trying to be successful in the top-notch program, you have to. You really have to. But you know, it's a lot of times when you do get these guys that do come on the sideline and, yo, man, just do it like this. It's an easy
Yep.
fix. Like, nah, it ain't no just do it like nothing. You was not here for the game plan. We don't practice something all week. We put a plan in play, and we're gonna ride with the plan. Now at halftime,
You preaching right now, boy. Boy.
you know, at halftime we might make an adjustment based upon what we see. That might happen, but I promise you, it won't be too far off the original game plan. So, you know, like I said, I do get it. Sometimes a coach can make a bad call, like you said. At the end of the day, you can't. You got to ride with it. It ain't perfect. You got to ride with it. But if you on your A game, I think we've all been there. Sometimes coach has made bad calls. We've been able to get ourselves out of those types of jams. Like she said, I'm responsible for the defense. So shit, man. He gave me 3, and yeah, he probably got stopped on the goal line the next drive. That don't mean I give up 7. That mean I still got to do what I got to do on my side of the field and get it done. So, you know, that's just, you know, a little small coaching tidbit for the young coaches that's logged in to watch what we got going on right now.
Some of the veteran coaches don't like help though.
Well, you got to think. It's hard. What they say, hard to teach the old dog new tricks, right?
That's true too.
Allegedly, but like, I mean, so now in this day and time we in, everybody want them flashy plays. Everybody want them gadget plays. Everybody want them in and rounds, the double reverse, the flea flicker. You know what I mean? The long ball. Nobody wants to keep hitting the A gap all fucking game long. You know what I mean? So the older coaches, they boom, hey, we're gonna power this shit, man. We're going here and we're gonna kill them all day long. The young coaches come in, yo, listen, if he come out here, we can flick it to him. If he leave, he can throw it down the field to him.
But there's no right or wrong. It all depends on what your team looks like.
100%.
Like you might have a team where you can't find a receiver in sight, but you got you some fast dudes. We're gonna be a good wing T type of team then. You know what I mean? You might have a team where I've seen this happen before. Maybe Dan Sheed, y'all come to me to help me out with this one, where they didn't have a decent line, so they went spread to try to get the ball in the hands of the athletes as quick as they can. So it's about adapting, about adjusting. Now, I get it. Some older guys, like I know we got a guy in Jersey's named Ed Sadlock. He is like the wing T guy. Like it's all wing T. Don't matter if he got 150-pound center or 350-pound center. It's wing T. Okay. And then guess what? That's what works for him, and he knows how to teach it. So again, it still goes down to how do you teach it? Because you can have some small guys, and they get the setting those wham blocks and them traps, bro. And you'll see that kid scooting up the sideline. Everybody like, how did that happen? He is teaching these kids how to get it done, bro. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we can't knock an old guy, but yeah, we have seen old guys where, you know what, this just ain't going to cut it, big dog. This ain't going to cut it. Because he's going to go out like that.
Yeah, because sometimes coaches, we forget what we actually preach to the kids. Do your 111th. Nobody's bigger than the team. So sometimes as coaches, these little football sayings, we forget sometimes, you know, so we preach it and we try to hammer it into the kid's head, you know, but sometimes we forget sometimes. And that's what causes the friction, you know, so I think that's a part of it too. So with my staff, I make them do homework. So my DB coach, he has to put in all the pass game. So we're scouting whoever we're scouting, he has to put in the pass game. My linebacker coach, he does all the run game. My other safeties coach, he does all the formations. My D-line coach, he does, motions and stuff like that. So everyone has a job to do. And what that does is it puts the accountability on them. And if you don't get your work done at a certain time, don't come to me with no suggestions. I'm gonna hear you, but I ain't gonna hear you.
That's what I'm just saying.
And it's the same thing with the practice schedule. So my coaches, they're responsible for putting their Indian for the practice script for that day. So I'll make the practice script for the week. You're responsible for putting your Indian. What the kids start doing was they'll see if a coach don't have a practice script, they know he didn't do his homework. So I don't even give the coach a practice script, and I take your Indy for that Indy period. We can't preach to the kids accountability and do your job and all these things and make sure you're watching film and you got to be accountable. You got to be a man of your word, but then you're not doing your job. So then let me get those. Let me get that. Coach, what we got today? I don't know. What's next? I don't know. Hey.
No, I like that. That sounds like the Jay-Z song, Sorry, Not Sorry, right there.
Yeah. Nah. You can't preach to these kids one thing and then we ain't doing what we preaching.
Right.
No good.
B, what's up? You good?
I thought Daniel was ready to say something.
No, I love I've heard she talk about that a couple times now, keeping practice scripts from coaches, and that might be something I have to adopt, Coach.
It's hilarious.
That's pretty funny. I'm big on passing off, delegating, right? Delegate those responsibilities, give people ownership, empower them to make a difference on the team. And I can't stand to work for a coach that won't, honestly. If you're just going to tell me what to do all day, why didn't you just do it? Why'd you hire a coordinator? Why'd you hire a defensive line coach? You're just going to do all the work anyway.
Yo.
Hey, man. I done been through it. I done been through it.
I love that. So
I'm petty too, so I'll let it happen. Like I won't do nothing.
He big petty.
Yeah, I'm petty.
Big petty. Yeah.
Oh, you wanted all right, bet. So we don't have our homework for this week. I was waiting for you.
See? But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, but that's what makes great staffs. Like honestly, man. It's just a challenge. It's challenging the coaches. Yeah. Keeping them on their game, man. Like, this is how everybody's going to be prepared, and nobody won't get hit with a curveball come Friday night or Saturday afternoon. Trust that.
Yeah.
And that's what I be saying.
I only respect workers.
That's what
you ain't working.
Hey, Saban said it, right? Mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people.
Boom.
It's the best quote I've ever heard in coaching, I think.
That's why I be saying like sometimes like I gotta get to a different place because I want to be able to go through all that stuff. I want to be able.
I told you where you at, bro.
And go well. Watch your fucking mouth, bro. My kids, man.
Misfit football, man. Oh my gosh! If one of your kids on, I'm gonna tell them that you just be crying all the time about how they don't be doing the right things.
I didn't say that. Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Most of the time.
Look, most of the time.
Most of the time. All right. Last topic of tonight.
What is another one? I thought we got out in an hour and a half.
To a championship. We
don't own the rights to this, so please don't send us no emails, no letters, none of that.
A former league MVP right here on the set right now in Cam. I ask you, Cam, if you could give back that league MVP for a Super Bowl championship, would you do it?
No.
Oh.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Because you have to ask it through this lens. That was a very journalistic viewpoint or vantage point or response, Stephen A. I'll ask you this question, and, just to pose this thought. What's more important, impact or championships? You look at a guy like Allen Iverson, or you stood up on the table and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan. Everybody's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's not going to be these individuals who have the luxury of saying, hey, I not only dominated this sport, but I also have championships to back it. Like, let me remind you, Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Respectfully, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. So, yes, when you look at those guys and you say, okay, what's more important? Would you have preferred to win a Super Bowl? I think that that's the humble approach. But if we're being honest, the impact of you holding yourself accountable to say everybody has a responsibility to do. And you can say as an MVP award winner or an All-American, you've held yourself or you've held your end of the bargain down. And that's what it really comes down to for me. I know that's not the popular pick. I'm trying to be popularized. But my take is I'm taking individual success because I did my job. Football is not about one guy trying to do 11 jobs. It's 11 guys doing one job. And if everybody does their job best, famous words of our coach, Belichick, just do your job.
Do it.
First of all, let me just break the ice here. If you're going to speak on Big Dick Nick, you better put some respect on his name.
Whoa.
Okay, Nick Foles.
Hey, Brandon, you're gonna get the cue in a minute. Hey.
Oh man, no, I'm just kidding. Nick Foles is just the greatest backup of all time. He said respectfully, like that guy didn't walk in and just own the playoffs.
Oh man, that's
It's crazy because Dennis used to call Nick Foles Lil' Kim and shit. God, that shit's crazy. Dan, you got chill.
Look, there's been an F-bomb, a GD. Come on now. The D word is the least of our worries.
And that's why y'all need to tune in every 2 weeks to the best coaches corner, the best coaching podcast you're gonna find. I'm telling you. But listen, I get it. It's been some guys who have won Super Bowls, and have done their numbers. But again, like, I don't know. It's a very interesting type of statement there. I mean, he did hold up his end of the bargain by being not just, the best player on his team, one of the best players in his league, right? So now the question is, would you rather give that up just to say you got a Super Bowl trophy? Because at the end of the day, you got some guys that's on the 53-man roster outside of those quarterbacks that he mentioned, they got a ring too. And they consider they're a champion too. And you would ask them, they'll probably tell you, I would probably much rather be in Cam Newton than just sitting on this bench, grabbing this ring. So, it's very interesting on how you're going to, how you catch that, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I don't know. You guys speak on it.
I think it's just he plays the ultimate team sport, and he very much individualized it. He brought up Brad Johnson. Who did Brad Johnson win with? Mike Allstott was running the football at a clip. That man, I mean, that is the ultimate fullback running game team. If you want to talk about fullbacks, that's who you talk about.
Mm-hmm.
That was another individual that just did his job and he won a Super Bowl at. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird to take the ultimate team sport and be like, well, I did my part. I mean, I get it. But you wouldn't give up a do your job and not get rewarded for it and give the other 52 people a ring? That seems selfish to me. But I understand what he's talking about. I did my job at an elite level in a game where we were supposed to do our job. Got it. Do that exact same thing and don't give the championship. Don't get that trophy. Don't get the MVP. Get the ring.
Get the ring. What you got, B? What you got, C? We all at?
I mean, I understand.
Don't hold them rings up right now. Wait a minute.
All right. Hold on.
He said, all you people with no rings talking about give us the rings.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get more. Got more.
I've got to win one just to get on this podcast.
No, you don't, because I don't even wear mine. I don't even put them on. Like,
hold up. There's more. Sorry, guys. Just keep them coming. The other ones are on the way. The one that we just got is still being made. Yeah. Who got the mic?
Clearly, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, like I was with him because the analogy he made as far as impact, I was following him. He made the AI, analogy of. Oh, you got those? All right, that's cool. like he made the AI analogy as far as impact, which was good. I was following him to that point, but then it went into he kind of lost me as he kept going with it. But I'm definitely, you know, because you can do this.
Nah, you get to do this.
You can do this. Scratch your head, you know.
The prop master. See the prop master.
I
to
ain't
do that
bring
with
these
an
out in
MVP
like
trophy,
2
huh?
weeks though.
Thank God. Thank God.
I ain't bring these out in like 2 weeks. I would do the other hand, but that'll be too crazy. So I'm just keeping it like this. You know what I mean?
Get him out of here.
All right, hold on. I got you. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Because he about to go get the other ones and make it.
You got the gauntlet from
I'm telling you.
Avengers.
I gotta find better friends, Dan.
All right. So I mean, I understand like the MVP. Yes, it's hard as hell to win. Sorry, non-quarterback. It's hard as hell to win the MVP. The MVP is a quarterback award.
Yeah, it's damn near
We got that.
impossible. Mhm.
How many great seasons did Cam Newton have?
I think we only stuck on that one.
He was the top. He was the top. He was a high-level player. He was
And
one of the best quarterbacks in the league for a while.
can we talk about how they win that Super Bowl if he jumps on that fumble?
There it is.
He made a business decision to not jump on that football.
Man, they was gonna fuck him up. He jumped on that football.
And then he had a chance to let another guy do his job and go down and win the game.
You got the other hand done, sir?
But you know what? And he does. Oh my God. But that's what happens when an individual plays a team sport. Not this.
Nah, you know, it's something more laying around. You just at this point, you just put them wherever. You know.
Yeah, that's why I don't wear them. I just, put them on the case. I leave them in the case, sir.
But yeah, I ain't bring them out in like 2 weeks though, so we good. It was about time.
It's about that time. We set the perfect segment for you right there. We knew you wanted to talk about winning, and you know what winning looks like, big guy.
Appreciate you.
You want to come coach my defense? It's Oklahoma.
Hey, listen, he talking about traveling, man. Dan, you might get him.
Oh yeah, you might get him.
You might get like he want to go see the world a little bit. So
Keep your DMs open, coach. You never know.
There it is.
I like rings.
There it is.
There you go.
Not gonna lie, it really would be a dope type of experience to coach somewhere other than Jersey. Like I said, I know she done coached, college, high school, all of that. Like I just want to know, I was asking Brandon before about the whole choice school situation that we got in Jersey, where you can, if your school don't have a football program, you can play for another school, but you can still go to that school. And I was like, do you guys got that in Baltimore? He's like, no, I don't think we got that over here. So it's just an interesting dynamic of Jersey and how we do things. That's why I said it'd be nice to go to another state to see how they do things and stuff.
Right.
Oh, y'all want to come do some training over here at my school?
Hey, listen, Price is right.
Hey, Joe and I are talking about starting installs and clinics. You just let us know.
No, I know we definitely was talking about who's we talking to? Brandon was trying to get some camp or something going on in Jersey.
Coach Stone.
Yeah, Coach
Stone.
Yeah,
Coach Stone.
Trying to get a camp or something pumping like that, Obviously still a lot of preliminaries got to get done. Who knows? The best is yet to come for everybody here. But it's just definitely some things that I think just going out to a different area, it's kind of like being a different voice, a newer face, handing out this, maybe even the same information, but just being delivered from a different person, getting to certain kids where they need to be. That type of stuff.
If we walk on the field and she got on 7 rings, ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah, we ain't got to worry about it.
They can believe whatever we say. They can believe whatever we say.
When I first came to Jersey, I had to do that. I used to coach with my rings on.
That's crazy too.
Because I'm not from Jersey, so I had to let them know I'm coming from something. Yeah.
But Big, you know what? It's crazy, and this is gonna be an interesting statement. I want everybody to hear it, even the guys on our live. The 0-10 coach and the 12-0 coach, they are saying the same thing. Sometimes they are speaking the same language. He just don't got the Joes. He might not have the staff. He might, might not have the environment.
That's why y'all be talking about everybody doing their job, pitting their stuff and shit. I'm hoping another coach show up.
Shit. But now, see, let's make y'all clear now. Now, Sheed is at a private school, right? So it's some people that's paying for that. So they guys got to do what they better do. You feel me? I'm at a public school, and it's the same thing. Coaches are getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So they got a job to do too. It's just that you get a lot of other coaches who kind of, I don't want to knock nobody, man. There's just a lot of other coaches kind of just do the bare minimum. You know what I mean? And the bare minimum don't fit the kids that they work with. You see Deshaun Jackson, the head coach at Delaware State. Can y'all reach out to him about the talent up here if he hasn't reached out to you guys already? I've heard information about what D-Jack is doing at Del State. I've heard Delaware is trying to go in another direction. I don't know how true it is or not. Where they want to try to work on getting some guys out of another region, outside of our region. But that level, that FCS, I think, right? See, the FCS level is interesting, okay, because you get the kind of opportunity to get the kid from the JUCO level, which is definitely transformed now. You get to get a kid from the Division I FBS level who just shrunk their roster right now. So it's definitely. It's tough. I'm telling you, for FBS schools right now, it's getting tougher. FCS schools, it's getting tougher for the high school kid. There's the star of the show for the high school kid to get that look. You know what I mean? But we're gonna definitely do our part. Obviously that damn recruiting, man, and we're gonna try to get cooking real soon around here. As you can see, the three-headed monster with the fourth, the GM right there in the yellow. You know what I'm saying? There go Dan. Are you back? You get to see us try to put something together for everybody where we can kind of get this type of information to you guys where you can learn about the recruiting and how to get yourself recruited and stuff like that. It's a lot of knowledge that's on this podcast. It's a lot of knowledge that we have connected to the people that's around this podcast. But we're going to try to help some guys to get to a Deshaun Jackson. But, you got to also understand what Deshaun Jackson roots are. He's a Cali guy, right? So him being a Cali guy, you're going to probably try to get Cali guys. I mean, if you put Don Massey anywhere in the country, I'm going to probably try to go get Jersey guys. So just, got to be mindful of that. Like I said, when guys do get these jobs, you got to be like, oh, damn, that's what's up. Michael Vick got the Norfolk State job. Well, Vick is a VA boy. So you kind of know where Vic going to kind of start looking out the gate. Now, if he sees something sexy on the outside, I'm guaranteeing he's going to put his hat in the race. But, it's just one of those things of how it goes, or I see. Let's see, boom, boom. What's up to these guys? What do we get? My man, shout out to my man, Dan Whitlock, man, from Wildcats to D1. Thanks, Coach. Hey, listen, man, I did my job the best that I could do. I said I don't want to individualize it, though, but I definitely did what the best that I knew how to do for most of my young guys, along with everybody that's on the podcast right now. They do the best that they can do. Make sure
I got a question in that same realm. So let's say that y'all putting a football clinic together. Mm-hmm. I've been coaching high school for 10 years. I won a total of 10 games in 10 years, but I put the application in to be on your panel. Would you hire me? Would you let me come and talk?
Hey, once again, that goes back to that question earlier. Does the record make the coach? Or did you do the best you could do with the talent you were given?
I'm telling you, I would like to see what you say before we started, though. No, for real, because like I said, remember I just also said, Dan, that sometimes the 12-0 coach is saying the same thing as the 0-12 coach. So I would really like to see, like, okay, well, what you going to talk to me about? You're going to talk to me about formations. We're going to talk about offense, defense. You're going to teach me about. You want to talk about 3-3 in the defense on the defense side, 3-4. You want to talk about wing teams.
You got all that.
Yeah, like I would like to know, like, what's your thing? You know what I'm saying? What's your A1 thing that you will talk about? Then as you talk to me about it, if it makes sense to me, then yes, shit, Like you said, Dan, the record might not mean a damn thing. He just on the wrong team, wrong staff, whatever. But you know, if you come to me and what do we have, the 2-3, the 3-2 football formation? I don't know, fam. I don't know if I'm bringing you on right now. Thanks,
Yeah, and I think based on the kind of show that we have, I think based on the show
you gotta get your life together.
Yeah, it depends on like the type of show that we have. His experiences may be a part, maybe something he can add to this to teach, because this is an informative show anyway. So it's not one of those shows where we're only just talking about X's and O's and how to be a coach and things of that nature. You know, it's an informative based show. So, you know, his struggles may be able to help someone else that's going through that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you can't come here talking like you old crazy. Like, relax. I mean, get it where you fit in.
I mean, Ben, you do it all the time, like you said, man. Sometimes you be on the show, you be listening, like, I ain't got no kids like that, I ain't got no situation like that. But then you also come in with a great topic, like, yo, look, this is right here. This works for us. I was able to get these guys do it like that, and then that's when, you know.
Here, I gotta go because I've been at drill all weekend. My family misses me, but I'm gonna end on this. As long as you don't lie and bullshit your way to get onto my podcast or into my clinic, we're probably going to get you in there. If you can come in and just talk ball, we're probably going to be all right. If you got to bullshit your way and fake stats to get on my podcast or my clinic,
I always speak. I remember that show.
You ain't never getting you. Gentlemen, I appreciate you for letting me come on and apologize. Thanks for letting me come back on the show. I love coming on and talking ball every other week.
Dan, you forever locked in, big dog.
Yeah, y'all have a great night, and I'll talk to you very soon.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's what that come down to, man. Just knowing what you know. You know what I'm saying? Having the conviction of what you know. You know, you do that, then, yeah, we can sit down. We can talk all day long. You know what I mean? I ain't even really worried about what the record is because, again, I mean, I know some older coaches whose records aren't that good, but they can teach you something if you're listening. You know what I mean? You just got to know how to break down the real and the fake. You know, that's what that come down to. But, you know, outside of that, you know, a coaching clinic might be dope. You know what I'm saying? Try to set that up. That might be dope. I don't know. I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. DM recruiting got to get going. I got to turn it up. You know what I mean? We got to put it out there. Like I was saying earlier, that the dead period will be activated tomorrow. So a lot of you kids, you know, them coaches that came by the school, hopefully you made a good impression on them. You know what I mean? If not, I don't know. Like I said, get back to work because when they come back out, maybe they can see an improvement in your body and your game and everything, right?
Yep.
So definitely tighten that up. This is a time where you can send text messages and stuff like that. So start texting these guys about when they're going to have their camp schedule or their junior days or their spring practice if they have it available. These are good things that you guys can attend. Trust me, man. There's some good stuff that you guys going to want to end up being at, you know, once that time comes. But again, if you're not locking in and not training your body, getting yourself growing like that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And don't walk around, like I said, with a Division I or bust sign up, all right? You're just looking for a great opportunity to play football on the next level. There's a lot of people who don't. Don't be so caught up in the social media and what you're seeing on your Instagrams, your Facebooks, and your Twitters. Trust me, you might see 1,000 offers going out there. There's going to be 1,000 more. There might only be 10 kids that's actually going to go somewhere. So don't get yourself caught up in that type of thing. Run your own race. Gotta say that out loud, You know, a lot of guys getting caught up in what they seeing, man. And a lot of people not running their own race, man. Run your own race, man. You're going to put yourself in a really good position. Focus on getting yourself better in the off season. Like I always said, my guys right next to me, you see Coach Sheed, always there. He does a great job with the receiving training, awesome job with DB training. Like, just lock in. He does a lot of his stuff at Pro Edge, okay? North Pompton, 90 North Pompton and Wayne, man. Get over there, man. Some really good guys with some really good training out there. And they got a nice schedule. You could go find it. They do the different type of training, different types of days. So lock into that. You know, you can't make it up there. You want to come check me out. I'm over at Essex County at Center Court in Montclair. We got some really good things brewing over there too. So there are opportunities, what I'm saying, mom, dad. There are opportunities out there for your kid to get improved. You have to invest in them though. You got to put your little something to the side and invest in them because nothing in life is free. You understand? Yep. Right. See what you got for me, man. Anything, you know, I just was out there going off the handle just now. But some good information I wanted to get out there because it's crazy, man. This past month has been really interesting because, you know, the coach has been coming. Boom, coming and coming and coming. And some guys been post offers, some guys ain't get offers, and a lot of guys that are not on a certain level are kind of like beating themselves up. I'm like, yo, be good, man.
Yeah, I get those questions a lot from parents and kids about how the recruiting process works. And I'm like, it's not as clear cut as it was before. There's a lot of different intangibles that go into it. So I had an example of, I had a coach come in from one school. 2 weeks later, he came back with a whole different school polo on. So I'm like, you guys got to understand, this is transition time for coaches as well. They're shifting and doing those type of things. So as a kid, you can't come in there. If a coach comes in there, you can't look disinterested because you may not know where he's going to end up a week later, 2 weeks later, or a month later. So you got to treat everybody like they Nick Saban.
You
got to treat everybody like they Nick Saban because you never know what kind of impression you have or where that coach may be in a month.
Right on. So I remember, I think I might be going back in time. I've been 10 to 15, maybe close to 15 years. Al Golden was just coaching at Temple. Next thing you know, Al Golden he was with the Detroit Lions, came out of Detroit Lions, and he was coaching just recently with Notre Dame as defensive coordinator. Now I think he's going back out to the NFL, I believe, but it's just this how it works. This is such a transitional period. And they talk. Like how you see we all talk here, they talk. So, he come in that room and you sitting there with the slouched body and everything. Trust me, you're going to learn. Everything's going to change as far as your recruiting. Nice firm handshake, man. Look that man in his eyes. You got to do all those little things, man. You don't do those little things, then you probably going to miss out. You're probably not going to get what you think you deserve. All right. And what you think you deserve might not be what you deserve. You got to be honest with yourself, man.
Yeah, and with that honesty is like, if you short, you short.
And be cool in it.
Right? It just is what it is. I had a linebacker, he has over 300 and something tackles, all state, everything. Yeah. He had no Division I offers because he's 5'6", 160 pounds. A 3-year starter in our league, which is a very tough league. One of the best in America. But he's short. There's nothing we can do about that. Penn State is not coming for him. That's just how it is. Right. A lot of coaches, a lot of the college coaches have the mantra, big people beat little people. That's what some of their mantras are. Right? The game changes. DBs, right? Now they want their corners 6'2", 6'1". That's what they want now because everybody, for the most part, plays some type of quarters coverage, some type of cover 3 coverage, where they want tall, long corners. It wasn't like back in the day where you got the Ty Laws and the Madisons and the these
Darnell Greens.
Yeah, like you don't have these short corners anymore. So parents and kids, you got to take account of all those different things when it comes to recruiting. The type of scheme they run, like all of these things matter. It ain't just coach, come see me and offer me. It's not clear cut like that anymore.
And again, you need information like this. DM Recruiting, for a small fee, you can get solid information like this because, again, some people have tour guides and they're just taking us straight to the Bermuda Triangle. I'm looking at it all the time, man. They just escorting you straight down the Bermuda Triangle. You don't even know it. You don't even see it coming. You're just lost in the sauce, So if you don't want to subscribe to this show live on Sam Sports Network, you don't want to do that? Okay, cool. Well, you might want to subscribe to DM Recruiting. You don't want to do that? Okay, well, you might want to meet Sheed at his gym. You might want to meet Don at my gym. But I'm going to tell you something. You're going to be running out of options. We're running out of options right now. So, like you said, if you're short, and be great in your short. be great in your short. That kid that he mentioned, that kid is a dog. He's a full-fledged dog, and he's going to be going to a great school.
Yeah, he's going to a great school. University of Chicago.
Right, it's a great school. Trust me, I was at Northwestern. They was like, "Oh, he's over there." Okay.
Yeah.
We'll keep the eye out. Yeah, because it's a great school. He's gonna come out there with a great education. And guess what? If he do what we believe he can do, he might get a cup of coffee, might get a call. It happens. Because again, game, it like you said, just varies so much. So, you got to make sure that you stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready at the end of the day, right? So that's how I always break it down. B, what you got, man? I got a nice 2 hours in the clip, bro. I'm telling you, ain't going back.
This is the Sam Sports Multimedia Network. Hey, listen, so next month we are going into it's actually this month, but we celebrated on March the 15th when the NFL season roll over. We're going to be in 10 years of this shit. 10 years, all right? And we're going to have a big celebration in Baltimore. Everybody invited, especially the people who had shows, did shows, guests, all of them. Like it's gonna be real big, okay? But in the meantime, every 2 weeks, the next 2 week show will be the NBA All-Star game. Yeah,
I ain't an NBA guy. I know. Trust me, I looked at the schedule. I'm like, oh, I'm good for a while.
Sir.
Because the All-Star game ain't even the All-Star game no more, B. You know that. I said Pro Bowl. You said what?
They ain't they splitting it into like 4 teams or some shit?
Anyway,
like 4 teams having a bracket or something. I don't know. I gotta go back and look because I ain't a big basketball guy either. That's why we hired June. I hired June from Off the Top Sports. He covered everything basketball. Now, listen to me. I don't know if you've been under a rock, but 2 big ass trades went down in the NBA. On Tuesday, June will crash the fuck out. He been crashing out in the group chat. I called him. I talked to him on the phone. He is livid. He don't know what the fuck is going on. The NBA trade deadline is Thursday. It's still more bullshit to come. I'm trying to tell you, still bullshit to come. So Tuesday, Off the Top Sports. DM, you going to the studio Tuesday?
I think about it.
You gotta go there for when June crash out, yo. You can go like.
Well, I'm just saying. You know what? I probably will because it's Super Bowl preview weekend. You know what I mean? So I definitely probably stop at the building. But I stay in my lane, man. I ain't trying to take nobody to no Bermuda Triangle. I stay in my lane, man. Football is my lane.
Wednesday, we got the biggest show on the network: NFL, NBA, all the sports combined, college football. Starting tomorrow morning. Sam Sports Prospect of the Day. We go Monday through Friday from February to the draft. All right, we'll give you a different player each and every week, just some of his highlights, his information, basic stats, just so you can get familiar with the people. And that's starting tomorrow. It's kind of big for us. People always see it and talk about it. Oh, he going day 1, he going day 2. Just get people talking, shit like that. So, shout out to DM Football. DM has brought a great show to the network. It's opened up a lot of different avenues for us, gave us insight on a lot of different things and a lot of different directions we can go. And it brought a 12-time champion to the show as well. Okay. He only got 10 fingers, so he got 12 rings. I don't know what to do with the rest of them. Okay. This show is great. It's funny. It's informational. It's one of the only shows we had where anybody yelling and screaming at each other.
Nah, we good with that, man. We have a goal, and we want to get the goal is to get the right information out there. A lot of people trying to get their maps, you know what I'm saying, their roadmap right, get their GPS together. We want to make sure they don't end up in the Bermuda Triangle. That's what this is about.
So it was this. I heard this sermon. It was talking about travel guides and tour agents. Travel guide going to tell you where to go. Travel agent is going to tell you where to go, directions, all that. Put it on paper. You go ahead and follow this. A tour guide is going to go with you. So I think you're the tour guide, sir. Step by step.
Listen, she tell me all the time, better than me.
But yeah, we're not going to the Bermuda.
She like, listen, this way you going, and all right, that's it. You better listen. You know what I'm saying? Me, I like to hold your hand a little too long. So, you know, that's how I operate, man. But together like Voltron, man, it just works. You know what I'm saying? So definitely big appreciative of Sheed. That's why it don't matter where he's at, what he's doing, man. I'm bigging him up. I'm telling people to go check it out. Stay locked into his network because he got all the GAME for you. You already know.
Appreciate you.
So what you got, babe? We good?
Hey, I'm good if you good.
Hey, I got it. 2 hours. I got it. It's easy to cut it up that way, too. I remember you said that.
So that's it.
Yeah, we out of
You ain't gonna say goodnight. You ain't gonna say goodnight, goodbye, be safe.
So here you go, man. He always wanted to get it done a certain type of way. Y'all already know, man. Just stay right, stay true. Follow the networks, DM Football, Coach Sheed, Sam Sports. Make sure you stay tapped into everything that's going on. A lot of great information going to be going out. And again, stay true to yourself. Beware of those types of tour guides. Peace.
If you don't like what's on this show, you can email dmfootball258@gmail.com. Let them know all the bullshit you don't like.